This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. President Draupadi Murmu attended the National Students' Convocation 2025 of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India on Monday. While addressing the gathering, the President said that the world is facing the crisis of climate change and sustainability is no longer a slogan, but has become a necessity. India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar addressed the gathering at the inaugural session of the 99th Association of Indian Universities Annual Meet and National Conference of Vice Chancellors at Amity University today. During his address, the Vice President highlighted the need to establish uncompromising excellence in emerging domains like artificial intelligence and digital ethics. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla inaugurated the National Conference of Estimates Committees of Parliament and State Legislative Bodies in Mumbai today. Lok Sabha Speaker also released the 75th anniversary souvenir of the Estimates Committee of Parliament. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will release a book, Wings to Our Hopes, Volume 2, based on the speeches delivered by President Draupadi Murmu at a function in New Delhi on Monday. Home Minister Amit Shah issued a strong warning to Naxalites, saying that the central government's operations against Naxalism would continue even during monsoon season. Amit Shah said this time the government will not let them sleep during monsoon and will move further to achieve the target of eliminating Naxalism by 2026. A massive fire broke out at an exhibition at Ramlila Maidan in Badaun. Firefighting operations are underway. National Investigation Agency has arrested 2 men for harboring the terrorists who had carried out the Pahalgam attack that killed 26 innocent tourists. The 2 men, Parvez Ahmad Jothar and Bashir Ahmad Jothar, disclosed the identities of the 3 armed terrorists involved in the attack and have also confirmed that they were Pakistani nationals affiliated to Lashkar-e-Taiba. The Indian Navy's latest stealth multi-role frigate, Tamal, is set to be commissioned on July 1st this year at Kaliningrad, Russia. Upon commissioning, Tamal will join the sword arm of the Indian Navy, the Western Fleet, under the Western Naval Command, representing the long-standing Indo-Russian cooperation and friendship. The Indian Army has placed an order with Solar Defence and Aerospace Limited to procure around 450 Nagastra 1R loitering munitions. It is a cost-effective system with full reusability of launcher systems. The systems have been tested at various locations including Ladakh and Babina near Jhansi in Uttar Pradesh. 285 Indians have returned from Mashhad late Sunday night, with the total evacuees from Iran now at 1,713 under Operation Sindhu. Minister Pavitra Margarita welcomed the returnees. 162 Indians are also being brought back from Israel as tensions in the region rise amid the Iran-Israel conflict. Sri Lankan Embassy in Israel announced that India has offered limited seats on flights from Amman to New Delhi for Sri Lankans wishing to return home. Free transportation from Tel Aviv to Amman and onwards flight to Delhi will be provided. Registration is open at the Sri Lankan Embassy in Israel on the 23rd and 24th of June. On to business news now. Indian equity indices ended on a negative note in the volatile session on Monday. At close, the Sensex was down 511 points to settle at 81,897. Nifty dropped 141 points to settle at 24,972. Gold futures maturing on August 5th were priced at 99,293 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for July 4th maturity stood at 1,06,901 rupees per kilo on the MCX. Indian rupee declined 21 paise to close at 86 rupees 76 paise against the US dollar on Monday. European shares fell on Monday after the US decision to join Israel in striking Iran's nuclear facilities. The pan-European stock 600 index was down 0.3% at 535 points. Tesla has launched a limited self-driving taxi service in Austin, Texas. The autonomous taxis, branded as Robotaxi, were officially announced by Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Oil prices jumped on Monday to their highest level since January as the United States' weakened move to join Israel in attacking Iran's nuclear facilities stoked supply concerns. So Brent crude was up 0.93% to $77.73 a barrel, while US crude advanced 0.96% to $74.55 a barrel. As gold prices soar past $3,300 an ounce, West African mines are battling a surge in illegal mining. Companies like Goldfields in Ghana now deploy drones to spot intruders, leading to swift police crackdowns. A high-level Indian delegation led by Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri attended the 40th anniversary memorial of the Air India Kanishka bombing at the Ahakista Memorial in Cork, Ireland. Minister Hardeep Singh Puri paid his tributes to the victims of the bombing by placing a wreath at the memorial. He was accompanied by the Irish Prime Minister Michael Martin. The dastardly mid-air bombing of Air India Kanishka Flight 182 in 1985, which claimed 329 innocent lives off the Irish coast, remains one of the most inhuman acts of terror in aviation history. Indian Minister Hardeep Singh Puri extended his condolences to the victims of the Kanishka bombing. He said that the bombing is a stain on humanity. The minister also urged that the world needs to come together, not only in isolated episodes of solemn mourning, but in collective, proactive efforts to combat this terrorism. In West Asia, Iran has vowed to defend itself after the United States joined Israel in its military action against the country. The US launched 75 precision-guided munitions, including bunker-buster bombs and more than 2,000 Tomahawk missiles against 3 Iranian nuclear sites under the operation dubbed as Midnight Hammer. In a televised address, an advisor to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said that any country in the region or elsewhere that is used by American forces to strike Iran will be considered a legitimate target for Iranian armed forces. US President Donald Trump has urged Iran to end the conflict after he launched surprise strikes on nuclear infrastructure. The president also said that they had a spectacular military success on Sunday, taking the bomb right out of Iran's hands. After carrying out Operation Midnight Hammer on Iranian nuclear sites, US B-2 stealth bombers returned to American soil. 14 bunker-buster bombs were deployed on major Iranian underground nuclear facilities. Israeli military officials reported on Monday that around 20 fighter jets carried out a series of airstrikes overnight, targeting military sites in western Iran and the capital, Tehran. In Kermanshah, key missile and radar systems were struck, while in Tehran, a surface-to-air missile launcher was hit. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that the country is even closer to its objectives in Iran after the US airstrikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi met Russian President Vladimir Putin after the US attack. Araghchi thanked Putin for condemning US strikes on Iran. The UN nuclear watchdog head Rafael Grossi demanded on Monday the return of agency's inspectors to Iran's nuclear sites in a bid to account for its highly enriched uranium stockpiles following attacks by Israel and the United States. The head of the UN's International Atomic Energy Agency announced an emergency meeting at the organization's headquarters in Vienna at the request of Iran following Israeli strikes on the country. EU's Foreign Affairs Council meeting will also be held on Monday in Brussels. The Council will exchange views on the current situation in West Asia, including Israel-Iran and Russia-Ukraine conflict. Russia said on Monday it had hit Ukrainian military targets in overnight strikes after Kiev said that attacks on the capital and its suburbs killed at least 7 people. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky landed in London on Monday and will meet with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and other officials. At least 22 people were killed in a suicide attack on a church in Damascus, Syria, the first suicide bombing since Bashar al-Assad was toppled. Syria's Interior Ministry said that the suicide bomber was a member of the Islamic State. We are heading for a short break here in Express News. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay tuned to DD India.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. Let's resume. A massive wildfire broke out on Greece's eastern Aegean island of Chios, spreading rapidly across forest and farmland due to strong winds. Several parts of the island experienced power outages due to the fire. Additional support is expected to arrive from various parts of the country by Monday. Germany is bracing for sweltering heat, with temperatures expected to soar up to 36 degrees Celsius in some areas. Though, according to the weather department, the current heat wave will be replaced by colder air from the Atlantic. For later in the day, the service issued warnings of heavy thunderstorms in some parts of Germany. Whale researchers on the south coast of Australia are sounding the alarm over the endangered southern right whale population. Surveys have revealed the ocean giants are calving less frequently, which marine scientists suspect could be linked to a declining food supply. Torrential rains have caused severe flooding in southern regions of China, with water levels exceeding warning marks on 27 rivers. Thousands of Chinese residents were evacuated to safety. The India Meteorological Department has forecast heavy to very heavy rainfall at isolated places over northern state of Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, western state of Gujarat, central Maharashtra and northeastern states of Nagaland, Manipur and Bihar on Monday. The India Meteorological Department, IMD, issued a red alert for extremely heavy rains in West Madhya Pradesh and East Rajasthan. The IMD also issued orange alert for northern states of Assam, Meghalaya and Arunachal Pradesh. The entire northeast is likely to experience light to moderate rainfall for the next 7 days. Light to moderate rain is expected in New Delhi today, with the IMD issuing a yellow alert due to possible thunderstorms and gusty winds. The Netherlands has officially returned 119 ancient Benin bronzes to Nigeria, marking a significant step in the restitution of cultural artifacts stolen during the colonial era. The sculptures, dating back to the 16th to 18th centuries, were looted by British troops in 1897 and have been held in museums and private collections worldwide. Concert goers in Paris are embracing the heat wave during the Fête de la Musique, a street music festival highlighting the public's enthusiasm for music despite the 34-degree heat. The music festival in Paris captures the spirit of summer with music and outdoor events bringing people together. Anglo-Bengali choreographer Akram Khan and Saudi artist Manal Aidodawan have collaborated on a new dance piece, Tikra, Night of Remembering, exploring Saudi's ancient past. Premiering at the 45th Montpellier Dance Festival, the dance performance features 14 women and draws inspiration from ancient artifacts and rock art found in the Al Ula Desert. The Dayak people of Malaysia celebrated the end of the rice harvest season with a vibrant parade through the streets of Kuching. Thousands of participants adorned in traditional feathered headgear and armed with swords showcased their rich cultural heritage. From trash to treasure, Vietnamese students are breathing new life into fabric scraps. Their project, Whispering Embroidery, transforms discarded cloth into meaningful, eco-friendly gifts. Ukrainians gathered atop a scenic hill near Kiev on Saturday evening to mark the summer solstice. Ivana Kupala is a holiday celebrated in many Slavic countries, rooted in ancient pagan traditions. In Ukraine, it marks not only Midsummer's Eve but also honors youth, love, fertility and the symbolic triumph over evil. As part of the tradition, young couples leapt over a bonfire, a ritual believed to cleanse the soul of sin and offer protection from evil. Bolivians celebrated the Aymara New Year, marking the winter solstice with vibrant ceremonies at dawn. The celebration honors the Aymara people's deep connection to agriculture and their reverence for nature. Followers in the Bolivian city of El Alto gathered at the Cruiser of the Andes, a colorful lookout point, to welcome the first rays of the sun and pay homage to Mother Earth and Father Sun. Hundreds of skateboarders skated through the streets of Madrid on Saturday to mark Go Skateboarding Day. People from all walks of life gathered to celebrate the annual event, performing tricks along Madrid's major avenues during Go Skateboarding Day. Dozens of skiing enthusiasts hit the snow-covered slopes of the Chilean Andes on Sunday to enjoy a start to the ski season, which attracts ski lovers from across the country and beyond. The northeastern Indian state of Assam is celebrating Ambubachi Mela, a unique festival to seek the blessings of goddess Kamakhya. The whole festival revolves around an important natural process in women's menstruation. Unlike most places where menstruation continues to be shrouded in stigma and restrictive behavior, in Assam it is celebrated and honored. The legendary Bollywood epic Sholay will receive a special 50th anniversary tribute with the world premiere of its fully restored, uncut version at the Cinema Ritrovato Festival in Bologna, Italy. Amir Khan's Sitare Zameen Par, which marked the actor's comeback on the big screen after 3 years, has made a box office collection of 59 crore rupees in its first weekend. Bollywood star Ajay Devgan has officially announced July 25th as the release date of his upcoming film, The Return of the Sardar. Indian actor Mohanlal has announced Drishyam 3, the much-awaited sequel to the popular Malayalam crime thriller. The film will hit theatres in October later this year. A major fire broke out on an early Monday morning on the set of the popular Indian television show Anupama, starring Rupali Ganguly at Goregaon's Film City in Mumbai. The makers of the much-awaited third season of The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, released its trailer. The AMC series will be released on September 7th this year. Venice is gearing up to host the highly anticipated wedding of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and his fiancée Lauren Sanchez. In sports news now, India looks to set the big target for England as it resumes their second innings at 90 for 2 on day 4 of the first test at Headingley in Leeds. Indian pacer Jasprit Bumrah on Sunday broke the record for most 5-wicket hauls by an Indian bowler in England in Test cricket on Sunday. Prithvi Shaw has sought a no-objection certificate from the Mumbai Cricket Association as he looks to represent a different state association in the upcoming domestic cricket season. Indian veteran forward Lalit Kumar Upadhyay announced his retirement from international hockey on Monday. Lalit was a crucial part of the squad that scripted history at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, helping India clinch a bronze. A two-time Olympic medalist, Lalit Upadhyay's career with the Indian men's hockey team spanned over a decade from 2014 to 2025. Lalit played 183 matches for India at the senior level, scoring 67 goals. In tennis, Carlos Alcaraz captured his 5th title of the season on Sunday, defeating Jiri Lehecka in the summit clash of the HSBC Championships final. Kazakhstan's Alexander Bublik crowned his red-hot run of form with the title on Sunday after overcoming Daniil Medvedev to triumph at the Halle Open. In FIFA Club World Cup, Jude Bellingham and Arda Güler scored late in the first half to help 10-man Real Madrid to a 3-1 victory over CF Pashua in Group H clash on Sunday. Gundogan scored 2 goals as Manchester City comfortably dispatched Emirati club Al Ain 6-0 on Sunday to ease into the knockout stage from Group G along with Juventus. Red Bull Salzburg and Al Hilal played to a goalless draw in Group H of the Club World Cup on Sunday. Lionel Messi hit the training pitch with his Inter Miami teammates on Sunday as they prepare for the final Club World Cup group stage match slated for Monday in Miami against Brazilian side Palmeiras. And the world of sport is celebrating the World Olympic Day today. June 23rd marks the birth of the modern Olympic Games, which is celebrated to promote the Olympic values of excellence, friendship and respect. Outgoing International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach will hand over the reins to Kirsty Coventry on Monday after more than a decade as one of the most powerful people in the world of sport. Newly elected president of the International Olympic Committee, Kirsty Coventry, is a former Olympic swimming champion from Zimbabwe and Africa's most decorated Olympian. She was elected to the post in March. The Oklahoma City Thunder capped an extraordinary season by defeating the Indian Pacers 103-91 in Game 7 of the NBA Finals on Sunday to win the franchise's first title since relocating from Seattle in 2008. So that's it in this edition of Express News. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.